you also have a lot of card advantage in like uh you have some Valkyrie Warp stuff, you have know thy enemy in the market, uh you have exploit to screw up what the Burgund's doing. I think Argenport can successfully go under
Okay.
Uru control.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to the semifinals. We've got the Bergund on the bottom on Huru Control versus number 3, the Overmaster at the top. The Overmaster had 2 very good tournaments, the first 2, but did not quite get to the championship to win either one of those first 2 tournaments. So I know they're just itching to get in here and win one of these tournaments here with their third good performance in the semifinals here against the Bergund. All right, Bergund's got a hand with Massive Great Scored, Wisdom of the Elders, Speaking Circle, another Wisdom, and a Bring Down. Another good hand, as we talked about for the Bergund, starting off with some early development, some card draw, some power, just to get set so they can transition into the late game and start playing the Speaking Circle and some other bigger spells.
This seems like a pretty good hand for the Burgund. Being on the play is big in the Speaking Circle mirror because for anyone who doesn't know, Speaking Circle, like the first player to get one, if they can keep it, just locks the other player out of all uh, speaking circles. It's not like you can play it and they both die. It's just you can't play one.
Right.
I like this main phase Wisdom of the Elders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some players might save it to hide the info. Burgund is saying, I want to hit power. I want to play my bring down.
Mm-hmm. All right, Overmaster in hand has a Hammer of Authority, an Equalize, a Backbreaker, a Svetya Lightbringer, and a second Backbreaker. So double Backbreaker, Svetya, Equalize, and Hammer, as well as the Sight on the board with the 2 Valks already.
So the big question here, I think, is can the Overmaster put enough pressure in play that, or well, I guess now it isn't. Now they just play exploit and deal with the speaking circle. But
Mm-hmm.
if they didn't have this exploit, they were wanting to make it as awkward as they can for Burgund to play speaking circle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big exploit off the top there for Overmaster.
Oh, that was a top tech. I didn't know.
Nice play there.
I thought I could.
Yeah, and that was key. That's exactly what that deck wants to get that early pressure on, but then have just the right disruption to keep that control deck from stabilizing. Because that could have been a big turn there for Bergund to kill that site and stabilize, and depending on what spells they drew, really be able to take over the board and kind of turn the tides. But using 2 power to knock that out of their hand puts Bergund in an awkward position here.
Yeah, they can equalize. Vicious Overgrowth, can that target sites?
Deal 3 damage, so I believe yes.
Okay, I guess they're just leaving that up because curfew enforcement does nothing, and it's
Mm-hmm.
better to develop that world pyre.
Now we've seen this World Pyre before. Can do pretty well with Amplify as Channel the Tempest, of course, as well. But as Boxer mentioned earlier, the way that works is you can pay 4 to cast the spell, and then you can pay the Amplify afterwards. So it does work well with expensive Amplify cards. Overmaster gonna warp out Deathwing from the top of their deck.
I wouldn't be shocked. Well, I guess they could just wait. They're not under a ton of pressure. Overmaster's only shown one shadow influence, so Backbreaker is unlikely. Huh.
All right, there's the
There's
Vicious
that
Overgrowth.
7.
Yeah, they're actually going to take out the site right here, as you mentioned. That 3 damage can take out that site.
So that leaves them kind of weak to a relic weapon if the
Mm-hmm.
Overmaster is able to play one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not expected, but I don't know.
And there's your
Yeah, the
Hammer of Authority. As you mentioned, that's going to deal the 4 damage, but that's also pretty good, pretty insulated. from an equalize. Now, does Bergund does have from the heavens? They want to do that. Yep. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to do from the heavens. They're going to kill all units, and then they're going to amplify to get some Valkyries, to get triple 2/2 Valkyries there.
Yeah, that does answer the relic weapon in a kind of a roundabout way. If you,
Mm-hmm.
uh, unless there's an equalize, you have to hit down a Valkyrie, then you'd have to answer both the other ones.
Yep. Falmer Farmer, thank you so much for the follow. Great to have you.
Huh? No other play from Theo. They're gonna go for the broker here.
All right. Yep. They're going to go for the broker. We can't see directly what it was, but we could probably pull up their. We can check their deck list here.
Oh, that's the Severin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're right. Severin there, which we saw in the last match. Severin definitely took over the late game. All
Seems to
right.
be their favored way to end these games.
It's a pretty fun way to end the games for sure. And this is good. Channel the Tempest off the top. Going to be able to fire that off for 4. There's one of the Severins. And Overmaster down to 4. The Bergund again, showing us you just going to stop that exploit. Showing you how to play this control deck. This Hoover control deck's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Not a deck I had on my radar at all, but that now seems to have been a mistake.
All right,
Uh,
Equalize is going to get dazzled. Yeah, I was going to say they could take out those units, but Equalize is going to get dazzled here, and that's just going to be lethal for the Overmaster. So the Bergund takes it 1-0 over the Overmaster on Hoover control. 1 win away now from the finals.
choosing to let that exploit through and pop the Aegis was key there because, oh wait, actually no, it still would have worked out. It would there still would have been an Aegis blocking the. I was gonna say dazzling the exploit would have
Mm-hmm.
opened them up to an equalize, but I guess it wouldn't have.
All right, and going down for game 2 here.
This is a little slow on the draw. Probably still a keep, but
Yeah, little slow. So they've got Forbidden Research, Transpose, and Speaking Circle. Speaking Circle is obviously great, but again, this is a little bit different than the last hands we've seen, which had a lot of early development. This one a little not so much, but got your power there. Equalize off the top. And let me see what Overmaster's got at hand. Apologies, chat, for not having the hand cams. We will have those on Tuesday for next time. All right. Overmaster has that exploit that they just fired off. They've got Roland, Winchest Merchant, and Hammer of Authority. Bergund going to fire off that Aegis to block that exploit. Nice play there to get your value and block your exploit at the same time. Grab that World Pyre.
yeah, it was probably tempting to play out the depleted power on turn 1, but
Yeah,
stopping exploit was pretty big.
that's a smart play by Bergund. Those are the little things that you sometimes miss, but strong players like that to take making sure you know you're going to get the depleted power later, but hold up that transpose there. So well played there. Sight coming down for Overmaster to get those 2 Valks in the air. Bergund going to fire off another transpose here. Grab that broker. All right, Bergund going to start off with World Pyre, and it's protected with the Feast Aegis here. World Pyre, strong card.
Yeah, they're able to play their big 6-cost site on only 4 power.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and this is not how Theo wants to be spending his turns. He wants to be putting threats in play uh, to make relic weapons and sights awkward for Burgund to play.
Mhm.
Uh, but
Yeah, that's a good point. We saw that
yeah,
a couple games ago. It's great to draw to get extra treasure troves in the late game, but when you're in the middle turns and you need to be developing and pressuring, that's not what you want to be doing, unfortunately. All right, so let's see what the speaking circle is pulling out this time. It's going to kill the site, and then we got ask for directions, razor blades, and a scheme. So some decent cards there. All right, Razor Blades is going to be actually really nice. It's going to take out one of those Valkyries. It's going to get a 1/1 deadly, and of course, the circle is going to kill that site. So, going to change the momentum there a little bit for Burgund. Going to take over that board. Overmaster, unfortunately, was forced to give him an opening and took advantage of it there. Do you think the randomness of the speaking circle is a downside, or is it just so powerful that even though the cards are random, it doesn't really matter?
I think it's just so powerful it doesn't matter. Maybe once in a blue moon you'll just get three bad choices, but uh, the the Queen of Glass is great if you can keep it alive.
Hmm.
It's rare for it to not have at least one spell that protects it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I
We'll have to see in the normal expedition outside the tournaments if the smaller card pool impacts that at all. But it does, as you mentioned, reduce the randomness too. So it's probably not that big of an effect here. So Burgundian attack with that 1/1. Of course, it can't block the flyers anyway.
the technique cycle in Empire of Glass makes Circle a lot better. I think in just a normal expedition
Hmm.
because all those are five cards that are guaranteed to
Yeah.
draw you a unit.
Hmm. And your higher chance to hit those for sure. All right, Overmaster gonna warp Deathwing off the top here, and then follow up with a Roland. So there's your big threats. He's got him out now, but is it too late? Burgund gonna scout a Silex to the bottom there. World Pyre out a Greatsword, which, as you mentioned, does not care about deadly, so can have a clean answer to that Deathwing.
So kind of weird, but Suffocate could be pretty impactful right now. Not generally a good card in the matchup, but if Theo had one,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
Hammer works too. That's
Yep. Hammerworks, that's going to take out the unit, and that's actually going to kill the site before Queen of Glass comes out. So Overmaster needed that to stay in the game, and that's going to make Burgund start over a little bit here. Now, does have plenty of options, has an Equalize, and Equalize is pretty good here. Kill all your units, make you discard two cards, and then attack and kill your weapon with my weapon. That's pretty good. Oof. That was a that was a really good equalize there for Burgund.
casual 5 for 1.
You know, follow that up with a broker, and then a bring down just to have if needed. We didn't really comment on it, but it is pretty funny that this is the Huru deck that the win condition has been Severin over multiple games, which is not a Huru card.
I guess Burgon looked at the format and said, "This is the cleanest way to end games."
Hmm.
Uh,
Who needs
which
it to be in your
it's
factions?
yeah. Uh,
All right,
let's go.
Overmaster. We've got Inferno Drive as the first one. Play a 1/1 elemental with Reckless with Amplify. Now, does Overmaster have any way to protect this? We'll have to see, I guess.
Uh,
Sabotage isn't going to do anything.
I think they're hoping to get a removal spell for that broker and just take 7 and then
Mm-hmm.
hopefully start taking over the
There's Quarry. Okay, they're going to try to find something here with Quarry. Mm, Bartolo's Keepsake's not going to do it. So, I mean, not bad play, but it kind of an expensive way to draw some cards there for Overmaster, gain some health, but that's not going to turn things around. And Bergund's just going to kill it and attack for 7. And here's the Svetya. I'll pop the Aegis
It's not
here.
bad.
Not bad, but it does just die to the sword here. Oh, and there's the Severin. Sword's going to take care of that Svetya. Bergund's
Oh,
not going to deploy that Severin. Interesting.
I guess that's
Oh,
playing
can it?
around
Well, can it?
equalize.
Would Svetya?
Oh yes, but yeah,
Svetya can't. Okay,
you're right.
smart play by Bergund. Svetya's ability, even though it didn't show the little nice animation there, cannot do that anyway. So good job, Bergund.
Oh,
Okay. Well, either way, Bergund
oh
takes
no,
that
he just
one.
blocked it.
You just blocked that. Okay. Oh yeah, you just blocked it. You're right. Sorry, a little confusion there at the end of that game, but congrats. I think that was a clean 2-0 for the Bergund there. So congratulations, Bergund, taking that 2-0, taking the sweet Huru control deck.